different forms of double helix. So let's begin with knowing what is DNA. DNA. DNA is a deoxyribonucleic acid which is a double-stranded helical twist which forms a staircase-like spherical ring like shown in the figure. It forms in that way. It forms in that way. Then each strand consists of a sugar phosphate backbone, the brown color which is being shown, and it consists of four chemical bases. Those are adenine, guanine, cytosine, and thymine. Here, the adenine pairs only with thymine and guanine pairs only with cytosine. Then the structure of DNA. The structure of DNA is very simple. Um, the basic structure of DNA consists of the phosphate molecule, the pentose sugar, that is ribose or deoxyribose. In ribonucleic acid, we have ribose, pentose sugar, and in DNA, it consists of deoxyribose. Basic structure of DNA is a sugar phosphate backbone with four variable nitrogens. Those are adenine, guanine, cytosine, and thymine. And the ribose sugar consists of and the pentose sugar consists of either ribose or deoxyribose. And when these two both combine, it gives a backbone to the DNA. And when these three combine, that is nitrogenous base which is hydrophobic, this acts as a base. Someone is overwriting. Please stop it. Thank you. Phosphate molecule, when phosphate molecule, ribose sugar and nitrogen base combine together, they make up a nucleotide. Then the nucleic acids. The nucleic acids are polymers. Polymers which consist of nitrogenous base and the ribose sugar which make up nucleoside, and when this nucleoside and nucleotide combines, we'll get nucleic acid. Nucleotide are monomers of purines and pyrimidines. And the purines and pyrimidines are nitrogenous bases, and ribose sugar and deoxyribose are pentose sugars. Can I get one thumbs up from you guys if you are understanding, and not understanding I'll be able to see that. Okay. Are you guys understood till now what I taught you? No. Hello. Hello. Okay. Then the next, the does DNA fit the requirements of hereditary material? The requirements and the DNA components has biological useful information to make proteins. We are checking whether the DNA has the information that is required to make up a protein. Yes, the DNA has the genetic code and three base codes, which gives one amino acid. Does it faithfully and transmit? Does it faithfully transmit to offsprings? Yeah, it complementary bases are faithful, found in germlines. These are found in germlines. Must be stable within a living organism. Yes, these are stable in living microorganism as these form a backbone of strong covalent hydrogen bonds. Must be capable of incorporating stable changes. Bases can change through known mechanism. Then the early efforts. By the early 1990s, it was known that the chromosome carrier genetic information. Only that much we were knowing. Chromosome consists of DNA. These two things we were knowing, that chromosomes consist of DNA. We were knowing only two things. Dadi, Dadi, Dadi. Before 1990s, we were knowing only two things. Those were that the before 1900 we were knowing only two things. Chromosome carry genetic information and chromosome consists of DNA, that is deoxyribonucleic acid. But after that, George Mendel, who introduced the concept of hereditary in 1865. And then the term gene was coined by Johnson in 1909. Thomas Hunt Morgan discovered the genes are responsible for inheritance. Then we have Phoebus Levian. He was a scientist who discovered nucleotide, phosphate, sugars, and four bases. Can you guys tell me which are those four bases? Hello. Okay. Those four bases are adenine, cytosine, thymine, and guanine. Oswald Avery he showed the property that DNA transforms from one to another, that is from one generation to another generation. This idea was not universally accepted in 1944. His idea was not universally accepted. Then the next scientist, Erwin Chargaff, who said that our DNA consists of A plus G and T plus C in the equal ratio of 50%. This is a model of Chargaff's rule, where he said A is equal to T and C is equal to G, and this consists of 50%. His data showed that in each species the percent of equals of the percent of T. A is equals to T and C is equal to G. Watson was shown this picture by Wilkins in 1953. In 1953, he showed this picture where I'll show you that picture. This is the picture where the major group consists of 3.4 nanometer in length and the minor group consists of 0.34 nanometer. And these are the two backbones. These are the two strands backbone, sugar phosphate backbone. Then let's learn about Watson and Crick's model. The sides of the ladder are made up of alternative molecules of phosphate and deoxyribose. That is sugar molecule and the phosphate molecule. The bases make up the rungs. The bases are situated on this stairs, like that is A T G C G C. Okay, like that this forms up anti-parallel to each other, and they form and the two strands of the DNA are anti-parallel to each other. That is from 5' to 3' and 3' to 5'. Two hydrogen bonds connect A to T and three hydrogen bonds connect G to C. As we know, A to from A to T, it consists of two bonds, hydrogen bonds, and from G to C it consists of three bonds, that is hydrogen bond. Then let's see the different forms of double helix. First one is aDNA. We have three different forms of DNAs. Those are aDNA, bDNA and zDNA. aDNA is one of the many possible double helical structure of DNA. This is a left-handed sense DNA. It is a short, compact helical structure. It is a short, compact. It merges within itself and forms a very compact, complex structure. It occurs only in dehydrated samples of DNA. This forms occurs only in dehydrated samples of DNA. And to study about aDNA, we have to do crystallographic experiments. The structure of aDNA is fairly similar to bDNA. Slightly increase in the number of base pairs. In aDNA, the base pairs are more, and the rotation and in aDNA, the increase in base number and rotation is more when compared to bDNA, and it forms in a very compact, short length or tones. Deep major groove and a shallow minor groove are seen. Deep major groove and shallow minor grooves are seen. And the conformation is occurred at low water concentration, that is low hydrogen and oxygen content. At that time, the conformation of these molecules occur. This makes a turn of 2.3 nanometer and it consists of 11 base pairs. But in our normal DNA, we have 3.4 nanometer. And the functions. A transition from bDNA to aDNA occurs during transcription. That is, it transfers from bDNA to aDNA during transcription. aDNA also plays an important role in some processes that do not involve RNA. In sporulating bacteria, there is a protein which can bind to DNA in the B conformation and induce a change in the aDNA helix. That is, in sporulating bacteria, the protein which binds to DNA during the conformation of B complex and induces the change in aDNA helix. Long terminal repeats of transposable elements. These region often contains purine stretch, which offers aDNA conformation. Then bDNA, most common DNA conformation in vivo. This is the most commonly available form of DNA, that is bDNA. In human beings also we have bDNA. Favored conformation at high water concentration. This conformation occurs only when the water content level is high. This is a model which was studied by Watson and Crick. So it is called Watson and Crick's model. First identified in fiber at 92% relative humidity. In the structure, it is a narrow elongated helix than B. In B we have compact short length of aDNA, but here we have a narrow but a long DNA than A. Wide major group easily accessible to protein and narrow minor group. Here we find wide major group and narrow minor group. As I showed above, here in this picture, we have a wide major group, that is 3.4 in and minor narrow group. Minor groove is narrow and the major groove is wide. Base pairs near in this base pair are perpendicular to helix, that is base pair are perpendicular to each other. Then, as I told, it has 3.4 nanometer of one spiral. Major groove has a length of 3.4 nanometer. Distance between two H bond is 0.34 nanometer, that is 3.4 angstroms, and angstroms. Here we have the distance between two hydrogen bond is 0.34 nanometer and the major group consists of 3.4 nanometer. The zDNA. zDNA is a left-handed sense DNA. It is found in bacteria and other prokaryotic organisms. zDNA is one of the many possible double helical structure of DNA. Helix has left-handed sense. in our hand, when we when we turn it to the left hand, when we move it into the left direction, in that direction this DNA turns. It is most active double helical structure. Helix has left-handed sense. It is most active double helical structure, can be formed in vivo. This is not in vitro, this is an in vivo structure. Give proper sequence and super helical tension, but function remains obscure. ZDNA is a transient form of DNA, narrower, more elongated helical than A or B DNA. This is a narrow but more elongated. In the comparison chart, we can see the difference between all this. ZDNA was first discovered in 1979 and certain proteins bind very strongly to ZDNA. ZDNA plays an important biological role in protection against viral diseases. One turn spans 4.6 nanometer, comprising 12 base pairs. Let's see the function. While no definite biological significance of ZDNA has been found, it is commonly believed to provide torsional strain relief while DNA transcription occurs. Toxic effect of the ethidium bromide and trypanosoma is caused by shift in their nitoplastid DNA to Z form. This is aDNA, bDNA and zDNA. This is narrow, compact. This is narrow. This is wide and compact. This is narrow and elongated. But this is more narrow and more elongated. And see the direction. This is right hand, left hand. Comparison of DNAs. aDNA, bDNA and zDNA. Helical sense, right-handed and left-handed. Base pairs, in aDNA we have 11 base pairs and bDNA has 10 base pairs and zDNA has 12 base pairs. Diameter of aDNA is 23 angstroms, bDNA is 20 and zDNA is 18. Axial arrays 0.26 and this is 0.34 and zDNA is 0.45. In 0.34, this is the most commonly found DNA. We all humans have bDNA. Factors involved for different DNA conformations. The factors that affect to form the different forms of DNA are ionic and hydration environment, DNA sequences and presence of specific protein. In a living cell, DNA is a mixture of A and B DNA conformation with a few regions capable of forming zDNA. These were the references. Any question? Thank you. If you have any questions, you can ask me.